I love bookshops because I was brought up living above a bookshop. My parents ran a bookshop in the Lake District in the north of England for 35 years. So I knew nothing other than living around books, watching my parents sell books, being part of the community, being the local supplier to all the schools in the Lake District. So yeah, hard not to like books when it's all around you. And I worked there when I was a teenager. So in the blood.
So I have this memory of when I was 11 years old and my family moved interstate. We moved to a place where we didn't know anybody and I didn't have any friends. And it was right after Christmas, so I had the long stretch of summer holidays to contend with. Because I didn't have anyone to play with except for my little brother, my mum decided to take us all to a bookshop, which was a very rare treat indeed. Normally we would get our books secondhand from our cousins or from the school library. So visiting a bookshop and knowing that I was going to purchase a brand new book to keep me occupied over the holidays was pretty fantastic. So I spent forever trying to find the right book that would give me something to do in the holidays, but also to make me feel a bit less alone in the new town I was living. The bookseller cottoned on to that and came and spoke to me about the Babysitters Club super special editions, which were all about the Babysitters Club being on holidays and being together. So I managed to convince my mum to let me have 2 of those books, and I spent the rest of the summer holidays getting to know the characters and feeling like I'd made a group of new friends and been on summer camp with those imaginary people in the book.
I love a bookshop that has a sense of itself somehow, a sense of place. You walk in and you get a sense that it's been wonderfully curated and there are all these discoveries waiting to happen.
My favourite bookshop memory is going into the store as a kid, sitting on the floor and surrounding myself with all these amazing books. In fact, I still do that.
I love all bookshops. I don't think I could single one out in particular. I'd be in trouble with all my accounts if I did. But the location that I love for a bookshop is Phillip Island.
I love bookshops because they just always feel like home. And it doesn't matter where the bookshop is. It can be my local bookshop, which I love, Burklow, Leichhardt, or it can be a bookstore in any part of Australia, a bookstore in any part of the world. Every time I've ever set foot into a bookstore, it has felt like a safe haven and a sanctuary. And I think it's a testament to the universality of books and the fact that books really do feel like friends.
So I love bookshops because I feel like they're always full of things to discover. I think the potential for opportunities to learn something new is really exciting, whether that's, the history of the French Revolution or the best way to bake macarons or random facts about indoor plumbing in ancient Egypt. It's just genuinely impossible, I think, to be bored in a bookstore.
Indie bookshops have been my saviors all through my life. Whenever I travel to the foreign country and I feel homesick, I always go to an indie bookshop. I know I will find some old and trusted friends in there. I know I will also discover lots of new authors and books that I have never heard of. And I know that I will meet people that will be passionate and engaged in a conversation about books.
So I just wanted to give a great big shout out to all the wonderful booksellers all across Australia who have kept us reading during these dark and difficult days. Your passion and enthusiasm and your ability to pivot to online Zoom sessions has kept us all reading, and I just think you're all absolutely extraordinary. I look forward to popping in soon and buying some more Australian books.
I used to always leave my Christmas shopping to the very last moment, and I'd have one day in Adelaide to do everything, and I would race into imprints, and I'm talking way back, 20 years ago it started, and I would have a list of every member of the family that I needed to have something that was just so right for them. And through all the stages of imprints, they were there to help me, and they would box up this huge box of books, and that was everyone in the family catered for.
I love my local bookshop. Not only does it have great books, old, new, second-hand, also great staff, and a wonderful little coffee shop as well. So if you want to sit down, have a cup of coffee, slice of cake, and just pick something up off the shelves and have a little look, it's a lovely place to while away the hours.
When I was 12 years old, I won a writing competition at school, and the prize was a $25 book voucher from my local bookstore. I was thrilled, over the moon, and so my mum took me in on a Saturday morning and we spent a lot of time there choosing those exact 3 books, of which 2 I still have today. And so that feeling is probably one of the first memories I have of a bookstore, and it's still the same feeling that I have now when I go into a bookstore. It's almost like a little excitement, a little, butterflies in my tummy of all the books that are available to me. So if you love books as much as I do, I would urge you to celebrate Love Your Bookshop Day this Saturday. Go in, tell your local bookstore and your bookseller how much you love them, and support them by buying a book or 2.